That's right, this is Celeste gameplay on a Mario hacking / Mario Maker 2 inspired video. Now that the hype of E3 is over and I plan on getting back to regular content, I want to work on my hack some more. I'm real excited for Mario Maker 2, and outside of the treehouse gameplay, there isn't a lot of new stuff to talk about, and I don't really feel poised to make any top 10 things for Mario Maker 2 or like discussion related videos like about multiplayer or anything. Like any features, as I don't think it's necessary. We got multiplayer matchmaking online with friends. That's fucking hype. But back to this video. When the game is out, I'm really pumped to play the levels that you guys send me, and I can actually play them now with you because of this multiplayer online stuff with friends that they're adding in a patch. And I also really want to make videos about tricks and various gimmicks as well as level design. I really enjoy that kind of stuff, and you guys do too. But the game's not out yet, and the closest I can do to that right now is make levels in Lunar Magic. I got a lot of recent support on my Super Morton world, which is my ROM hack, with the short trailer I made for it as a joke for E3, and the video where I made a level based on the Mario Maker 2 desert theme in Super Mario World. In this video, I'd like to make another level. I've been playing Celeste lately, and I love its platforming. The game is based around one-room platforming challenges back to back. You go room to room. In Mario Maker 2, this is definitely possible with the scroll stop mechanic and doors, warp boxes, and warp pipes. I'm going to use a bunch of available subworlds and Super Mario World to make small challenges and a level inspired by Celeste when it comes to level design. For other inspiration, I'm looking to Donkey Kong Country 2, one of my favorite games. I'm getting the Stickerbrush background and tileset to make this level feel like in the clouds and nostalgic and kind of interesting. I even have the Stickerbrush song. When my hack is finalized, all custom backgrounds and songs will be in the credits, and if you're interested in making a hack of your own, most assets and resources, like dozens of songs and background tiles from many of your favorite games, are all available in Super Mario World Central. I'll link it below. This all said, let's get into this awesome level idea I have no idea how it will turn out, but I'm super excited to combine Celeste and Donkey Kong. Alright guys, we're going to test it. I've backed up my hack. That's always important when you're doing stuff like adding new graphic files, because one time I messed up and it was kind of jank, but this might be Stickerbrush. Alright, I didn't disable the ghost tiles, but... Alright, so it looks alright. We're walking on the platform. The background was kind of hard to set up because even though you get the extra graphics, it's not automatically set up, so you can kind of see the line right here where when I built the background, I kind of copy-pasted it. I might have to fix that. I need to play around with the background a little bit more, but I set it so these walls actually kill you. Because I think that's the plan I want to have. So I can build a level around it and it's going to be like a little bunch of platforming challenges. We'll hop back in here. So yeah, I think instead of just walking around, I think I'm going to have it swimming. Like no water, but you're going to be swimming through the sky, doing tight little sections. So we'll get started, but it's actually pretty late, so this video, we'll have to wait until tomorrow. Alright, so as you can see from the gameplay footage, I made a little bit of the level and tested it so it's working. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the premise is pretty much like based off of Celeste. It's a bunch of one short room challenges, but one after another. So this is the first one, and if I click this button here, you'll see that it's contained all on one screen, and because there's nothing over here, it won't scroll. And then also in Lunar Magic, you can like have all these things. We can customize how Mario enters the level. This is how he shoots out of a pipe and how he comes out of pipes and whatnot. But you can also make it like the level slippery, or you can make the whole level a water level. So just because there's not any water, you're actually just swimming through the brambles, and it's got this really interesting feel to it. And then if I go to the next one, let me just save that real quick. F9 is the second room. It's also on one screen, also a water level. And you just swim up. And because this is a very graphically intensive resource to use, the sticker brush, because the DKC games are highly detailed in comparison to Mario World. Like just looking at this piranha plant compared to like the sticker brush stuff, like the brambles, it's crazy. It uses almost every foreground and background slot that there is. So instead of having doors or pipes, which look really ugly, and even the coin kind of looks ugly, but I have coins as doors. So I've made these 2 rooms, and I think I'm going to make the 3rd one with you, and I have an idea in mind for it. Alright, I actually had to go to FA because C4 was a little jank because I'm using ghost house areas. It's complicated, but we're going to make a bramble. So yeah, you can see all of the janked up graphics. Like most of the times when you use custom graphics, like the coins and the blocks look fine, but not with this one. This one's very intensive. Alright, so here's our actual brambles. I'm going to take this, put it down here, and then flip it real quick because I have an idea of what I want to do. So I think it's instead of, actually I'll build a little bit with you. So the last 2 were one screen. I think for this one I'm going to have 2 screens and have you go up and down and up and down. So I would like to use these things. Alright, so we're going to grab our bramble. I had to tweak some stuff, but we're all good. And I like just copying and pasting it, so I don't think I'm doing anything crazy. But there's our one wall, and I think we'll put the other one right here on this wall. And then because nothing's on the next screen, it won't scroll, so we have two screens to work with. I'm gonna build the up and down idea and then come back. Alright guys, this is like kind of the starting premise for these 2 screens. So you're gonna want to go up and then down, right? And then I made these kind of almost like Flappy Bird kind of like holes like between pipes, but they're vertical brambles with the wood, which is a safe platform. But I'm not using too much in this level. It's mainly brambles. So you're gonna like go up and through and then down, and it's kind of like testing your verticality, while the other 2 were kind of testing your horizontal swimming ability. And I should have mentioned that this whole level is very limited. So if we go back to like the main part, it's a lot of tight swimming. Like this gap particular can be a little tricky. Some of the tiles, like this, if I can get to them, like this one, which is just like the very tip, like that one doesn't have a hitbox, but the spike definitely does. Like this tile doesn't have a hitbox, but the spike itself does. So you gotta swim right through there. And if we go back to the other part, at the idea for this one is that the Koopa is going to kick shells down, but instead of just like coming down and then bouncing between, I have, if we can find it, right here is 1F0, which is something I've talked about before, but it's a tile in Mario World that will freeze sprites, but it also keeps sprite momentum. So the idea, we'll see if it works or not, is that this guy will kick the shell and then it will bounce in midair between here back and forth, and then the challenge will be swimming through it without getting hit. And the same thing can be said for this one, because after he kicks this one, he's going to turn around and kick this one. And I forget where the 1F0 is. It's right here. Is it the same elevation? Yeah. So you're going to have to go down between the shell, which could be easier because you can hit the shell while you're coming down onto it, but it could still potentially kill you. So we might do more of these, but before that I'm going to test this to see how it works out. Alright, the shells worked, but we made one of the classic blunders when it comes to ROM hacking. I didn't enable vertical scroll, and that's why the camera stopped right about here. And if I enable view, we can see the sub-screen boundaries, and they go a little bit over than what the line tells you, but pretty much it didn't scroll like pretty much over this point because I didn't enable it. So we need to come over here, and it says no vertical scroll. I need to enable vertical scroll. I will, so we can go up and down as we want. And it even looks like some of this is not completely filtered. But another thing that we didn't do is didn't change the music. And this is, I'm going to show you some music if you're making a ROM hack of your own. If you're not, this might be interesting to you. And if that's not the case, then I'm sorry. But here's a lot of the songs I have. Like I have Asgore from Undertale. here's some sneak peek of the music I got. I got Mother 3 stuff, I got lots of DK stuff, and then some fun stuff like Bloody Tears. But we're going with Stickerbrush Symphony, and I can talk about more songs and show more of the levels in the future. So now that this should be working, I'm going to work on the rest of the level and then come back to show gameplay of what it's like when it's done. Alright, there's no advancements, but I just thought I should point out that this looks very cursed. Like, this is totally a cursed image. It's because I haven't applied the Stickerbrush palette to this level, but I added the background. Alright guys, that's all of the level I've made so far, and that'll be the conclusion of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. So the level right now is 4 rooms, with the 3rd and 4th rooms being considerably more crazy than the first 2. I think I'm going to add a checkpoint after this, because I definitely need one. I had to use save states to test this, but with practice I'll get better at it, and it's really fun. Tight swimming controls. So water levels suck, but I think like the tight swimming is kind of fun when you get used to it. And then after the checkpoint, I'm going to make 4 more rooms in the similar style with the brambles, and then play around with other enemies, and kind of push the designs to the limit, and kind of keep expanding on what I'm doing. Like the first room, there was no enemies. The second one, there was a few. The third one, the enemies were interacting with the environment. And the fourth one, it was kind of like a bullet hell, and you had to swim through all the bullets. This level definitely needs some tweaking, as you just saw in the footage. The placement of the volcano lotus and the jank hitbox of the brambles make that final section impossible or pretty hard. So I'm going to fix that and move the volcano lotus. Play with the hitboxes a little bit more so it's more forgiving, because I want it to be a little bit forgiving, even though this is kind of a Kaizo hack. So that'll be fixed, but I think the section with the baseball checks is really cool. I'm excited to come up with some more swimming designs. And then with the other rooms, because they're going to be pretty short, I might just post pictures of them on Twitter or in Discord. If you're interested in my Mario World hack or my levels of Mario Maker 2 when it comes out, consider subscribing. I'm going to have a ton of more level design videos and level design tips coming out in the near future. So thank you, and I'll see you around.